We're gonna make up this beautiful page today with some hyperlinks, and we're gonna learn some div tags and span tag. So this is how our image would look like, and we're also gonna make the images hyperlinks so we can go to the web pages using it, and some hyperlinks which doesn't even go to other pages. Alright, so let's get it started. So first we need to make a folder. I have named this folder as basic HTML2, and please make sure to put the images that we are using in our web page into this folder, and you can name their images according to your wish to make it more easier. Alright, so I'm gonna make up a HTML file. To do that, you need to right click on it, and this is the folder that we're using, so right click on it and new file. Let me name it as basic HTML2, and I can use the extension .html or .htm. Okay, and make sure to use the extension when you start, so the text editor will provide the maximum support for you. And we can start with the doc type HTML, then HTML tag, or else to save some time, what we can do is we can just press the exclamation mark and press on enter, so that it'll give you the most important tags that you need to start with. And for the moment, don't worry about these tags. It simply means that we're using English language here, and the meta tag simply means that we're using the type of the text we are using, and this means if we are using Internet Explorer to open up the web page, it's going to use the Microsoft Edge for that. And here it's to adjust the width and scale the web page according to the device that we're using. Alright, so let's start our first tag, which is the image tag, imgsrc, which stands for source, equals to double quotes, and within the double quotes you need to give the name of the image file, and in this example I'm going to name it as image1. Alright, and please note that there is no closing tag for this img tag. Alright, so this is why I named the images in the order. I'm gonna open up the HTML file, and this is how it looks. Let me copy the same tag for 5 times, and I might need to change the name of the image to bring up all the imagers. There we go. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3. Okay, the third image is a bit, actually it's too wide. Okay, and we have 4th and 5th image. Okay, so make sure that you don't leave any space between the extension. If you leave some space, it wouldn't give you image. Alright, so if we are going to adjust the width of the image, we can type as width equals double quotes, let's say 50%, and let me save it. Okay, it looks pretty good now, and we could also adjust the height in the same way. Let's say 150. Seems to be not very good. Let's say 200. Okay, so by using the attributes width and height, you can shape your image according to what you wish. So let me copy it into the other tags. Okay, the first and second, third and fourth looks good. We're not gonna adjust the third one yet. And another problem is we want the first 2 images in a row. Okay, now it works. I just gave 49.5% width for the first image, and let's do the same for the third image as well. Okay, it looks good. So the only issue we have now is the third image. Let me copy the same tag, but this time we're gonna give the width 100%, just to make sure that we'll cover the whole screen. And one more important thing is, if you're using an image like third one, make sure it's too wide and its quality is really good. Okay, so we have made a simple web page with some images, and I hope that looks good. Let's go for the next important tag, which is hyperlinks. To start that, we have a href equals, and within the double quotes we need to enter the URL of the web page or website that we're gonna link it in. Let me type as Google, and make sure to close the a tag, and whatever the text you enter in between them will be hyperlinked. Let me zoom it in. Alright, so yeah, let me click on it, and if I click the link I would get cannot get this address. The reason is, if we are making links to external URLs apart from our folder, we need to give some more important things. For example, let me type www.google.com. okay, so this is the link. We need to copy the entire link, which includes the HTTPS as well. Let me change it over here. Okay, let's see if it works now. Yes, it does. Alright, so make sure that you use HTTPS : / if you are making an external link there. And let's imagine that we have a situation where we need to create a hyperlink, but we don't have the actual URL yet. In that case, you can use a hashtag to show that it is a hyperlink, but the URL is not defined yet. Okay, let me save that, and let me click on it. It just takes to the top of my web page because we don't have anywhere else to link it. Alright, let's assume that we're gonna make the image as a hyperlink now. To do that, what we can do is, let me zoom it out a bit. Okay, yeah, to do that we can use the a tag just before the image, enter the URL. I'm gonna bring up a hash because I don't have it, and make sure you close the hyperlink by using a /a, and make sure that the image is between the hyperlink. So the hyperlink ends here and the image is in between it. Okay, so if I move my cursor, it turns into a hand. The reason is it is hyperlinked now. Let's give it maybe, let's try to give the second image as well, but this time let's give it a real URL. But before that, let me make this complete. Okay, so now the second image is also hyperlinked. Let's say I'm gonna use the URL of a web page called eBird, since it's about birds. And if you want to copy the URL of it, just click on it and click on it again, so you'll receive the full URL including the HTTPS. And yeah, that's it. Let me save it. Okay, the third image is hyperlinked, so it's the second image now. If I click it, it'll take me to the website that we linked it into. Alright, let's close this one. Let me get back here. Alright, so far we were making hyperlinks, but let's assume that we don't wanna move into a different web page while we are in this tab. So we wanna open the new link in a new tab. To do that, what you can do is, you can use the target attribute. So within the a tag, after the URL, type as target equals double quotes underscore blank, and that's it. So with this code, when you click on the URL, it'll open up a new tab. Let me show that, and yeah, this is how it looks. Alright, let me close off them. Let's say I want to do the same thing for the picture with the bird. And yeah, it works too. Okay, so let's move on to the next important tag, which is called the div tag. Okay, yeah, let me type something here. Let me type as this is div. Let me zoom the web page. So this is how it looks. I think we might need some breaks, some space. So let me add some break tag over there. Let me copy it, paste it for a couple of times, and yeah, so we have some space now. So what div tag actually does is it takes up the entire block, so that if you type something else, it is taken to the next line. But div tag is not necessarily used for text normally. You'll understand the importance of the div tag when we try out the CSS. And there is another tag called span tag. You can actually enter some text in between them. What it normally does is it just leaves some space before and after it. So it gives the text in line with what you typed before. Let's type something else as not span. And yeah, as you can see, it just takes some space and it gives the text with inline. Alright, so that's it for today. Please don't forget to subscribe, and in the next video we'll be creating a form.